Hey, listen, the party is here. By the way, in a month's time, we'll get ourselves into what we call the Christmas thing, okay? Now, today I'm going to share with you 5 products that you can sell and make not only good money, but also amazing money in this specific period. And by the way, it can end up being your career, all right? So let's get into the business and talk about money, okay? But before we do that, do you know that I'm sharing this information with you for free? Honestly, I'm not charging you anything. The only thing I want in return is to like this video. It doesn't cost you anything. Just a single second, click that like button, looks like this, and also subscribe down below. And I know you're asking yourself, okay, what's the importance of subscribing? Okay, if you subscribe, you get to be notified anytime I upload a new video. And also, you welcome more people on this board so that we progress to the next level. All right, let's get into the business, okay? Now, here we are in a month's time. We're going to be in a situation what you called Christmas. It's kind of a perennial thing, a thing that comes on each and every year. So why don't you do something differently this time round and make something out of it? All right, so let's get into the business. Number one, the very first thing that you can actually go ahead and sell and make some good money at the end of the day is anything related to what? Alcohol, okay? Alcohol and beverages or soft drinks, okay? Soft drinks. There's one thing, okay, fine. I have to give a disclaimer here. If you can be able to get yourself into this business. Personally, I can't because of my own beliefs in religion. So if you can get into this business, you can be able to make some good cash at the end of the day. One thing that you cannot deny in Kenya, it's actually a sort of a frantic sort of a country. It's a country that really drinks a lot. It's a country that actually loves to do what we call the merrymaking and anything related to exactly that. And by the way, do you know what they say in Kenya? We have 12 active people who would drink 12 million. We have 12 million people that drinks each and every day in Kenya. And guess how much they usually drink approximately in a single day? They usually drink approximately 100 Kenyan shillings each and every day. So can you imagine? We have 12 million potential customers. And guess what? When it comes to Christmases and what have you, you show me that party in Kenya. Close to 75% of parties in Kenya, they end up in alcohol taking. Come on. Come on, guys. If you can be able to get into this business, you can be able to do something at the end of the day. When I say getting to this business or selling a product related to this business, obviously, I don't mean like you going out there, breaking your piggy bank and going starting a club or whatever. Just be smart. When I say as a Kenyan, be smart, know how you can be able to sell this product, you can be able to make something. I remember there was a time this year actually, when we went to Naivasha for the safari laris and what have you. I had some friend of mine who actually carried this keg, what do we call them? These keg cylinders or something. So now I was like, okay, fine. For me, I can sell, but honestly, I did see an opportunity out there. The guy did carry these keg cylinders, and this dude sold a lot of money out that particular party. Because in Kenya, a lot of people love to throw parties out there. So why don't you grab the opportunity and sell this product, and you can be able to make something at the end of the day. All right. So, and by the way, in Kenya, Christmas usually starts all the way from talk of 18th all the way to like 5th of January. All that period of time, people are just throwing merries and making fun and all those kind of things, visiting their families and what have you. All right. So we're about to get to the next one. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay. The second one is actually anything related to poultry or poultry products or anything related to that. You know why? Because see, tell me that Christmas party back at your home that goes on without you guys mentioning something to do with chicken. Let me just use a very simple term for you to understand, guys. I know Kenyans resonate well with the word chicken. Poultry is it's a bit more heavy, okay? So anything related to chicken. And let me tell you one secret. Right now, as we speak, before they actually increase the prices, why don't you go to the ushagos at the up countries, that's what we call them, go grab opportunities out there. These people are selling those products or they're selling these animals, and you can be able to hold them and be able to make some cash at the end of the day. So poultry or anything related to poultry products or chicken, commonly as they are known in Kenya, they're cockerels and what have you. Those are the things that people usually have to have them for them to term that specific period as a merry-making period. And how about you get into this business and you can be able to do something? And I usually see people usually going to the up country or the ushagos, buying. And if you do have a ushago back there, you can be able to hold them from your ushago. You can decide either, what we call slaughter them, and you can sell them ready. But some of the family members, when they come together in this gathering, they usually prefer getting the live animals so that at least they can see there is that sort of a merry preparing them by themselves and also having a party out there. So that's one product that you can actually go ahead and be able to buy it and sell it in this period of Christmas. If you've seen any opportunity out there from what I've just named, give me a thumbs up if you haven't done so. And by the way, you're wondering who is this guy making these videos. I am Joseph, and I always talk about investments, money, anything related to exactly that. So if you get to be a member of this channel, that's what you always get each and every time. All right. So probably up to now, you haven't seen a product that you can sell. How about we continue with the list so that at least you can get another product that you can be able to sell out there. Okay. Now, the other product that you can actually sell, this is not a product. This is actually a service. There is a service called Accommodation. Okay. Accommodation, as aka Airbnbs or something of sort. Okay, there's something you are supposed to understand. Okay, right now people usually migrate from one place to the other, and by the way, if you can be able to tailor this towards the coastal region or the Naivasha, or the Nanyuki area, those are the areas people tend to go or flock in when it comes to what the Christmases and what have you. I do have a friend of mine who actually was telling me back in Mombasa, they have booked some of the Airbnbs right now as we speak, has been booked the entire stretch of the entire stretch of December and some part of the January. And right now as we speak, by the way, if you can go to the Madaraka Express, commonly known as the SGR, you will be shocked. You're realizing that it has been booked all the way from December, the entire stretch of December and Jan. You can be shocked that the earliest time you can get a book in the SGR is actually the earliest is on February as you go out there. So the point is this. What does it mean? These are the guys who knows how to plan themselves as early as they can. So why don't you do it the same? Because you see, this is a sort of a character that you can predict and you can get something out there. So accommodation, what exactly does it mean by saying accommodation? Accommodation is simply meaning like, hey, if you can have a hold of Airbnbs, you know, an individual who has, I don't mean that you go out there and start building in the shortest period of time of 1 month. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying this. Some people can even rent their own places. If you're watching this video from Mombasa, if you're watching these videos from those areas that I have said, you can actually, do what? Sacrifice your place. If you have a very nice 1 bedroom, if you have a very nice bed sitter, I know an individual who has actually placed his Airbnb, or rather his own house, on the Airbnb, and wherever a client shows up, the guy disappears and give time to the client, and at that particular point you don't need to buy anything. You can actually list your house under the Airbnb and say usually offer Airbnb services, and wherever the client shows up, then you just get your valuables, get them safe somewhere, and you have the place of yours making you money at the end of the day. So if you hail from Mombasa, you have yourself Airbnbs, or rather you have yourself good bed sitters, 1 bedroom, 2 or 3 bedrooms, because we'll be having family members flocking all the way to the coastal region. So why don't you grab this opportunity and be able to make some cash at the end of the day? So this is how we make money, okay? And I always tell people, whenever you realize there is a frantic sort of a movement, these people actually means that they are moving because they do have something they have in their pocket to make something at the end of the day. So I was giving an example. If you do not have any Airbnbs, but you know an individual who has the Airbnb somewhere, or you have some guys who will run some hotels and what have you, get yourself into these deals. Get in between. Know who is going and those who have the capacity to hold these people. And then once you get in between, connect the two, and then you get some money at the end of the day. Call it brokerage, call it realtors, call it whatever you're going to call it. The fact remains, at the end of the day, you're going to make some cash and be able to make good thing. All right. Now, before I continue, by the way, I have to sort of digest, I have to give you time to digest that information. Before I do that, let me just share with you the next one. Okay. The next one is about safari planning and also transportation. We can call it safari planning, and also what we call transportation and what have you. So this is another gig that you can be able to sell. Again, this is not a product, this is actually a service that you can get yourself into, be able to transport people from one point to the other. You can come up with different packages. You can say this is for family, is if your family of 8, I can give you this discount, I can plan for you where you can sleep, get in touch with some hotels and what have you. And now when I say this, I don't mean that you must have a car. No, it's not a must. Provided get somebody who has a good transportation, get in deal with them, prepare for these safaris and prepare for these transportation services and what have you, and be able to make some cash at the end of the day. All right. The other thing that you can be able to sell, that's the 5th one. You can be able to sell product like goats. You can be able to sell things like what we call the sheep. You can sell what we call the beef, okay, and all those kind of things, and you can be able to make a good something at the end of the day. So what exactly do I mean? Some goats. Tell me any Christmas that goes on out there without a family slaughtering a certain product out there. Okay, in most cases, maybe if you're watching this video from diaspora and you're wondering, what does the goat and sheep has to do with Christmas? You see, each and every country and each and every culture have their own way how they usually celebrate every or any given, sort of merry-making thing or something of sort out there. So in Kenya, we have this character of people actually going back to their up country where they came, because most of the people tend to work from the cities and towns and what have you. So when it comes to this time, they usually fly back to their homes or drive back or walk back, whichever the case. But the point is to be with their family members, and then from their family members, they usually grab a goat or sheep or goats or a beef or something of sort, and then they slaughter the animal. They have the merrymaking there. They enjoy themselves and what have you. So therefore, it means there will be a high demand of these products or these animals, likes of the goats, sheep, and what have you. Therefore, that means that you ought to get yourself into this frantic dive into it and grab something that can actually go ahead and make you something at the end of the day. So what's my point? My point is this: these products you can, or these animals, you can be able to buy them as early as you can hold them. And by the way, did you know, even if you do not have an accommodation, you can actually buy these animals and keep them in a slaughterhouses. We do have a lot of slaughterhouses in Kenya that usually charge for people to store their animals in that specific place. Back then we used to pay 10 shillings per animal. I do not know, well, everything right now has increased, probably it's 20 shillings per day. So you can just do the mathematics. If you have 10 of them, 20 of them, or whichever the number, and then you multiply by the amount of money that you're charged to store those animals out there. And by the way, they tell you sort out your animals, what they're gonna eat and what have you. So it means that if you do not have accommodation ready for you, then you can be able to use these services and they can be able to take care of your animals. The other option, you can decide, if you do have a space at your home back in Ushago, you can as well grab that opportunity, be able to store these animals, and you can make some good cash whenever it comes to you selling these animals and you move to the next level. I'm teaching you how to make money with seasons. All right, so let's get to the last one. I'm just adding this one as a discount out there so that you don't say, hey, good Joseph and what have you. No, let me just add this one as a discount. Number 6, we usually do anything related to food products or food, anything related to food that will be able to sell out there. Also, things to do with fashion. There are a variety of things that you can be able to sell. Okay, first of all, one thing you're supposed to understand is that there will be that thing that actually trending in this specific Christmas. Pick it up, be identified, be on the ground, listen to the ground, watch social media so that you understand what's that trending, grab it and be able to make something at the end of the day. When it comes to clothing, when it comes to entertainment, like bouncing castles and what have you, for the kids' entertainment, for the parents, for the all those kind of things, make sure that at least you open your ears, grab the opportunity, and you can be able to make some cash at the end of the day. All right, so anyway, guess what, guys? That marks the end of my videos, but not the end of me posting a video each and every time. So if you don't want to miss any of my good videos, make sure that you subscribe as well. I know you're wondering, like, Joseph, I always love to have a conversation with you. How can I get you? Simple. My number is always on the description of this specific video. Give me a call. Let's have a conversation. If you'd like us to have a conversation, in Kenya we say nyuma ya tent, grab that number. Let's have a conversation. I usually offer those services, obviously, at a cup of coffee's price. For now, it's a goodbye. But don't forget, I always have booklets about investments, about business plans. By the way, I do have ready business plans, a lot of them. So grab your copy. It's only $280. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one.